Yeah, morning all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django-based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, right? So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. But before that, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Right, thank you. So why Python? Already we have got many other programming languages. Why again Python required? And the two Python is not a kind of programming which is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. But why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? Reasons which makes it suddenly super popular. Who can learn Python? There are no prerequisites for learning Python. Anybody can update with Python. The Python statements look like normal English statements. They are not as complex as other programming languages. How Python was built? How Python was built by taking the features and advantages from different other programming languages. That's by taking the features and advantages from different other programming languages, right? Yes. Has taken some features from some programming, other features from other programming. So it has taken the features advantages from different other programming, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. Python, what kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Python usage. Who are using Python today? Which companies are using Python today? Topmost applications built using Python. Python comparison with other programming language. Lengthwise, complexity-wise, coding-wise, you can check how simple the Python statements as compared with other programming. And reasons why Python is suddenly super popular. And the current job market of Python, the scope of Python in the coming years, right? Yes. This is what I'll be discussing, right, in today's and tomorrow's session, right? Starting with why Python. I define Python in 5 lines. It's a general purpose programming. Python is a general purpose programming. What do you mean by general purpose? Any kind of applications. Okay, general purpose programming. So before Python, there were some programming languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? These programming languages are purpose-based languages. Purpose-based. They are used for a specific purpose. Pascal for complicated mathematical applications, Fortran for scientific applications, COBOL for business applications. These programming languages are used for a particular purpose, not for all the purposes, but a language. What do you mean by general purpose means? General purpose programming, a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application. Such a language we call it as general purpose programming. General purpose programming, like example, like Python. Any kind of applications we can develop using Python, like web applications, automation applications, animation applications, gaming applications, desktop applications, networking applications, CAD applications, data science applications, big data applications. In this way, different varieties of applications we can develop today by using Python. That's why we call it as general purpose programming. Yes. Multi-programming features. Python has got multiple programming features. What all the features we see in different other programmings, all those features we see in Python, because of which we call it as a hybrid language. It's a high level language. Python is a high level language. There are two types of languages. Two types of languages. Low level language and high level language. Low level languages, high level languages. Low level languages like assembly level language or machine level language. Assembly level or machine level languages. These languages, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. And secondly, they are not portable. They are not portable. They cannot be carried, means the code cannot be carried from one system to another system. And machine dependent, machine dependent, machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating system. They are not human understandable. They are not portable. They are machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating system. And high level language. Next is high level language, right? High level language. Example of high level languages like Python is in high level language. High level languages, they are easily understandable. They are human understandable. The statements look like normal English statements. They are portable. They can be carried from one system to another system. Machine independent. They can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. They are portable. They're machine independent. They can run on all the hardware and all the operating systems, right? Yes. Next is interpreted language. Interpreted language means line by line execution, which makes debugging easy, right? Interpreted language. So interpreted language, line by line execution, we are going to see in Python. If you observe, right, we have got two types of languages here also, right? Compilation languages and interpretation languages. Compilation and interpretation. Compilation example like C language, right? Interpretation like Python. You got some lines of code here. If you see some lines of codes, executes the entire code at once. It executes the entire code. If you got 10 lines of code, all the 10 lines code will be executed at once. And if there are any errors, it will display the errors. Okay, in line 5, in line 7, you got error. Line number 5, line number 7. But interpretation means line by line execution, which makes debugging easy, right? Yes. Statement by statement execution, statement by statement execution. Okay. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes, looks like normal English statements. So general purpose programming, any kind of applications we can develop, has got multiple programming features. It's a hybrid language, high level language. It's easily understandable, portable, and machine independent. Interpreted language, line by line execution, and user friendly programming or programmer friendly programming language. Fine. So what are the features? What features it has got? I was saying that Python has got multi-programming features. So Python has got like procedural oriented programming features. Procedural oriented programming. Procedural oriented programming like C language. That's got features of C language. It has got the features of object oriented programming. It has got the features of object oriented programming. That's C++, Java. It has got the features of object oriented programming like C++, Java. Python has got the features of scripting. So it has got the scripting features. Like example, like Linux shell script. Has got the features of modular programming. It has got the features of modular programming. Example like modular 3. Examples like modular 3, right? Procedural oriented programming like C language. It has got features like object oriented programming like C++, Java. It has got the features of scripting like shell script. It has got the features of modular programming. So two major programming languages today used for enterprise applications creations, Java and Python. Python and Java are the two major programming languages used for enterprise applications develop. But Java is strictly restricted. Java is strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming features. The Java programmers or developers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming. Without object-oriented programming, you cannot write a Java program or an application. But in Python, with object-oriented, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, with modular programming, we can develop different varieties of applications. And scripting, right? Scripting. Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries. And because of this modular programming, Python has got a great boom today. Nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing for different environments. Whatever environment or domain you have, if you have any background or any environment, right? Python is providing module. If you're from networking environment, Python providing separate models. For testing, separate models. For data science, for big data, it is providing separate models. For operating systems, for databases, modules, right? Yes, modules. For data science, it is providing separate modules. Like 10 to 15 modules, Python is providing for data science environment. Like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn. Separate modules Python providing for this data science environment. Even for big data environment, like PySpark, it is providing models like PySpark. Apart from this, for networking environment, for networking, right? For networking, not only the module separate framework itself, Python is providing, like Twisted Python. For testing or for test cases, Python has got separate module. And for operating system, right? For operating systems kinds of activities, for OS kinds of activities. So here, yes, Murali, I'm right. What is modular programming? So where can see the concept of modules. This kind of modules concept you won't see in other programming. Thousands of modules Python is providing, 89,300 modules. For example, a small example of this module, just observe. If I want to find square root of a number, first I will import a module called math. I'll import a module called math. It's one of the module of Python. Sorry, file, new file, you say, right. If I want to import, if I want to find square root of a number, first import math. Math is one of the module of Python. Just I need to import it. After importing what you want to perform within the math module, there is a built-in functionality. Within the math module, there is a built-in functionality called square root. I want the square root of which number? 16. That's it. Within the math module, there is a built-in functionality called square root of 16. That's it. It gives the output 4. So import the module. In the module, you have got some built-in functions. Just use that functions directly to get the output 4. So in this way, thousands of modules, 89,300 modules Python has got for different environments, right? For networking, for testing, for operating systems. For OS means operating system. By writing Python code itself, I can create some directories. I can rename directories. I can list out what is present in a particular directory. And for every databases, for every database, Python is providing a module using which Python can connect with that database. For Oracle, Python is providing CX underscore Oracle. Separate modules for each and every database. For MySQL, Python is providing PyMySQL. For SQL Server, it is providing PyODBC is the module. PyODBC. So for each and every database, Python is providing a module using which we can easily connect. And not only for these databases, for each and every file format, for Excel files. For Excel files, Python can easily, by writing Python code and executing the Python code, right? You can see a Excel workbook can be created. Excel file you can create. Just by writing Python code itself, I can create multiple sheets within an Excel file. I can read data from an Excel. I can write data into Excel. Not only Excel files, any file format, right? Python has got separate models for comma separated values files. JavaScript object notations, separate model Python has got. For XML files, for PDF files, by writing Python code and executing it, you can set a PDF file can be generated. You can write data into that, read data from that. For mathematical operations, the name of the module is math. For statistical operations, Python has got multiple modules. For generating graphs, any types of graphs you can generate. Normal graph, bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, stack plots, pie graph. So it's very simple generating graphs in Python. So in this way, a lot of modules Python is providing, like 89,300 inbuilt modules it has got. For not only for computer applications, for electronics and civil environment, also Python has got many modules. Before you update with any technology, you need to clearly know what kind of applications are we developing today by using this. Python real-time applications. Python mostly used today in creation of web applications. Creation of web applications. Lot of web applications are getting developed today by using Python. You may ask previously, like we have got Java, .NET, or many other programming languages, right? From the last 20-25 years, this Java, .NET are mostly used in creation of web applications. Why again Python today? Means At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application using Python with very less coding, right? Because there's a framework for Python like Django framework. There's a framework like web applications, right? Web applications. Django framework. We have got a framework called Django framework. Using this framework, it's one of we have got many frameworks for Python, but among all those, Django framework is the most important framework of Python. Using this framework, at a rapid speed, you can develop web applications using this Django framework. Using this Django framework. Yes, Ranjit asking a query that you heard Python is slow from near real-time applications. Many companies are using Java. Can you please share? Okay. Yes. 1 second. I'm coming to that. In the second applications, I'll be discussing about your query. Right. So at a rapid speed, you can develop web applications with very less coding. With very less coding, we can develop web applications. It has got its own database. It has got its own local database like SQLite 3. It has got its own application server. With very less code means 100 lines of Java code. 100 lines of Java code, right? Approximately you can write within 15 to 20 lines in Python. That is very simple syntax. That too with very simple syntaxes. With very less coding, you can develop web applications. Okay, that is one. Second thing is Python mostly used in automation applications. Python mostly used in automation applications. Using technologies like data science, using technologies like IoT, using technologies like DevOps. If I talk about, if I talk about this talk of the industry, data science, AI, especially if we talk about this data, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, the Java language is never preferred. Java is never preferred in this automation like using technologies like data science or machine learning, deep learning, and AI implementations. Python is the mostly chosen language for implementing all these applications, right? Especially data science applications. So if I talk about this IoT, Internet of Things, it's a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics, for collecting data, for exchanging data, and controlling the things from the place where you are, right? Simply saying, right? Electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other. So here, we write many scripts using Python, 90% of the coding in Python. Okay. Data science, everything will deals with the data. Data has got experience. Data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we perform data analysis, data predictions, data classification, data clusterings, data recommendations. The main technique what we see here in data science, ML, machine learning. We have got many ML techniques, regression, classification, clustering, pattern matching. For all these techniques to implement, you require a language. To code with, you require a language. To implement, you require a language, right? So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming for implementing this machine learning or deep learning data science applications, where Python has got separate modules for this data science environment. As I said, like 10 to 15 modules it is providing, right? Like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib. Okay. Even for DevOps, right? We are writing many automation scripts, right? In the DevOps environment. So we have got a separate module like Boto 3 module where we write many automation scripts using Python, right? Yes. Apart from this, Python mostly used in another major area like big data environment. Big data environment. Previously, Java was preferred a lot, but because of this huge coding, huge programming code, right? People started migrating, right? So that's the reason again, like they started using languages like Scala language, Python languages. Okay, big data, right? Huge data, right? Today, like not only KBs or MBs or GBs or terabytes. Beyond that, petabytes of data is getting generated. To store that huge data and process that huge data, we have got technologies like Hadoop and Spark, especially Spark, very high speed processing huge data at quick time using Python, right? So Spark using Python, we call them as like PySpark, right? And apart from this, Python mostly used in scientific applications. Scientific applications, right? For scientific applications, especially, Python is providing a module called CP module. CP. CP means what? Scientific Python. Similarly, like CP, we have got NumPy. NumPy, right? For numerical analysis. For numerical analysis. For numerical analysis, Python is providing a separate module like NumPy. NumPy is what? A module provided by Python for numerical analysis. Apart from this, apart from this, for graphical user interface or for animations. For graphical user interface or for animations. Graphical user interface or for animations. We have got module like TK inter module or PyQt. For graphical user interface or for animations, Python is providing modules like TK inter or PyQt. Apart from this, but one more major area where Python is mostly preferred, game development. For gaming environment or game development, lot of games are getting developed today by using Python. Single user, multi-user online games, especially for developing games. Python providing a separate framework called Pygame. Separate framework given by Python. PyCora. PyCora, right? It's a Pygame. It's a PyCora and PySoy. Pygame, PyCora, and Py. See, these are the frameworks given by Python for developing games in Python, right? PySoy, like a 3D rendering library for 3D games, right? It's not apart from that for scheduling tasks. For scheduling tasks, right? Yes. For scheduling, Python is providing Airflow for testing or for test cases. For software development, so most of these software developers make use of Python as a support language for business applications. For business applications, Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce websites. One of the hottest application of Python, database applications. Without database, there is no web applications. So Python can connect with any database for web scraping, for scraping data from different websites, for harvesting data or for extracting data from different sites. So you have got URL model and BS4 model for this. For networking, right? For networking applications, for network programming, Python has provided a separate framework like Twisted Python. Apart from this, for CAD or 3D CAD applications, even for embedded applications. For embedded applications, right? The most famous embedded application, Raspberry Pi, which uses Python for its computation. Apart from this, for audio and video applications. Audio and video applications, right? Yes. Because of its multiple programming features like procedural oriented, object oriented scripting, or modular programming. So Python is mostly used today in developing different varieties of applications. Okay. But one thing I'm not saying right, Java, one thing compared to, I'm saying two major programming languages which are widely used today, Python and Java are mostly used. All kind of applications you can develop using Python except one application. Limitation of Python. Python is very less used in mobile applications. Frankly speaking, Python is very less used in mobile applications, where Java is mostly used in mobile applications. Audio and video applications. Computer vision. Computer vision, right? Yes. For color detection, face detection, and object detection, right? Even if we see a lot of projects, even people like many projects or these major projects might be doing, most of the students are implementing using Python language, means where you can develop any kind of applications. That too, people choosing like a language with very less coding. Tomorrow, just I'll show you, right? I'll take a code, I'll take a task, and I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. You can check not even one-fourth coding as compared with other programming languages, the Python code, right? And apart from this, Python is used for data analysis. Data analysis. Python is used for, right, it's in this robotics. Robotics with Python, right? People who has got knowledge on robotics with Python, more than like the package, huge packages above 40 lakhs, right? Desktop applications. Desktop applications like single user console applications. Yes, in this way, a lot of applications we can develop. That's why we call Python as a general purpose programming, any kind of, it is not like purpose based, not for a particular purpose, mostly used in different environments. The major areas like data science and big data are using Python today for implementation. Most of the high-end technologies today using Python for its implementation. Data science with Python, big data with Python, robotics with Python, IoT with Python, writing automation scripts in DevOps environment, and web applications creations using Python. Who are using Python today? Who are using Python today? Topmost applications. Who are using Python today? Topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python, right? Yes. Google, the best example is Google is one of the best example of Python web applications. The Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was too difficult. It was rewritten in Python. Yahoo using Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Uber, Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python and ML machine learning, right? Instagram built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram for choosing Python. It's Python practicality, its hybrid features. NASA is using Python today because of its hybrid features, Python hybrid features, right? Multi-programming features. Some other applications built using Python. If you heard about that, applications like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox, these are built using Python. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. Massively multiplayer online games, which uses Python, and Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. The popular OTT platform Netflix using Python for its security automation and subscription related things, right? Netflix using Python for security and for subscription related things. Okay, and BitTorrent using Python. BitTorrent using Python, right? Yes. iRobot for military and commercial operations. iRobot for military and commercial operations. And companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all these they use Python for hardware testing purpose. IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm. In this way, a lot of companies using Python today, right? Applications built applications built using Python, right? Yes. And from the discussions what we had till now, right? Reasons which makes Python super popular. Reasons, reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes it suddenly super popular means more than 30 years ago it was released up to 2010. Nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python. But why all of a sudden Python has got great boom? Reasons which makes it suddenly super popular is first thing. Most of the programmers or developers are migrating towards Python because of its very less coding. Very less coding is not even one-fourth as compared with other programming. In the tomorrow session, I'll be demonstrating about this coding wise, how simple the Python statements. And the two simple syntaxes given by Python. And multi-programming features. Has got multi-programming features, hybrid features. Multiple programming features. Now I was discussing, right? Like procedural oriented, object oriented, scripting and modular programming features. And one more important feature of Python, right? Python provides interactive mode. It provides what? Interactive mode. We can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, Python gives response. Statement by statement interaction is not possible in other programming languages. But in Python, for every statement, you get response. For example, the bottom search panel, I'm typing CMD. I'm typing CMD, right? I'm typing Python here and press enter. The Python version, 3.12 version. Can you see this three arrow symbol? Here you can check, you can type any valid Python statements and you can interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response. Just I'm checking what is 3 plus 5. It gives the response. I'm asking what is 13 into 9, 23 into 47. I'm x equal to 10. No need to define the data types also. Y equal to 4. What is x? What is y? What is x plus y? What is x minus y? What is x into y? What is x by y? Right. X into 2, 10 into 2, x to the power of 2, 10 square. X equal to hello. X into 3 prints hello for 3 times. X into 5 prints hello for 5 times. Quit to come out of this. You want to come out of this, right? Quit. So in this way, we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. This kind of interaction is not possible in other programmings. Multi-programming. Okay. Wide varieties of applications we can create. Wide varieties of applications. Was discussing about, right? General purpose programming, any kind of applications we can develop. It has got m- many built-in libraries, many built-in libraries, nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got, right, for different environments. Okay, fine. So even if you check, Python is the number one ranked programming language today with diversified number of applications creations. So if you just, I'm opening Google and just type popular coding language here, popular coding language. Yes. Select this popular coding language. They say JavaScript and Python. What is this saying? JavaScript and Python, two most popular languages in the startup industry and in the high demand. Most companies are using Python-based backend frameworks like Django framework, Flask framework, right? And for JavaScript like Node.js. So as part of the course, right, people who go for Python full stack means the total Python up, not only like Python core and advanced, people apart from that who wants to go for full stack Python full stack development, even JavaScript also covered. Even JavaScript also will be covered as part of this course. People who go for full stack, right? And see more results of this, the most popular languages. Mm. The most popular programming, first comes Python, next comes Java, the other programmings, right? Yes. The most popular programming languages used by top is Python, Java, JavaScript, and Java. Python remains the most popular. Python remains the most popular. Python first, next to Java, the other programmings. Most popular programming languages used by top 25 unicorns. Python, next comes Java, JavaScript, the other programmings. Emerging programming languages by popularity. Emerging programming language by popularity, Python, Java, JavaScript. Python is mostly preferred. Next, Java, JavaScript. This is, I opened Google and showing you these things, right? Is Python and JavaScript similar? No, both are separate languages. JavaScript is also a kind of scripting. Python is also a scripting, but both are different languages. They are not separate. What programming language should you learn? Here it is. What programming language should you learn? Python, JavaScript. Ranking wise, you can check, right? Rank, which is the number one rank here? Python. Next, Java. Next, JavaScript. Most in demand programming language of 2024. Most in demand programming language of 2000 based on LinkedIn job postings in US. Based on LinkedIn job postings in US. Python. Next, Java. C++. Means almost Python and Java are equal, but still Python has got more applications, right? Right. See the ranking wise. Python is the number one rank. Python is number one rank. Yes. Python is the number one rank. Next comes Java and other programmings, right? Just observe this. Top programming languages. Top programming languages, PYPL, Python, Java, JavaScript. And if you see, right, number of top 39 US computer science departments that use languages to teach introductory courses. Python, next Java, next the other things, right? Yes. Check here, top 10 programming languages for the beginners to learn, right? Python one, next comes Java and the other things, right? Yes. And if you see the usage of different programming languages in the current industry, right? As per this LinkedIn profiles, Python 31% used, Java 19% used, C++ 9%, these things. Python is widely used in different applications creations. And if you see even ranking by average salary and ranking by job openings, right? Python Python stands first in the average salaries. Next, JavaScript, Java, and for job openings, Python and SQL stands first. Python and SQL stands first in the job openings. You see this Python jobs, right? Yes, Python jobs. Okay, just check this, right? 1,57,064 Python openings. Just you can see this. I open in this Google, right? 1,57,064 Python openings. Apart from this Python, right? About Python frame. About apart from this Python, we have got Django, right? Django means a Python framework, the framework of Python. In people who knows Django are very less. People who has the knowledge on Django, who has command on Django are very less, right? Yes. See this Django jobs. People, if you got with framework of Python. 22,957 Django job vacancies in July 2024. Right? So in this way, no. Actually, yes. Python was introduced even in the academics, like BTech environment. From the last 2, 3 years, like 2, 3 years only, it was introduced into this environment. But Java was there from the last 20 years in the academics or in the BTech, right? But Python was introduced like from last 3, 4, but from then they are getting updated. But frameworks like Django framework, nobody has the idea about the framework of Django. Very few people has got the idea of Django framework. As of now, the competition is less for Django. People might be knowing Python, but frameworks like Django, very few people knows. If you got command on this, compulsory you can get through this. And even Python also, right? Yes, it is simple language. You've got a lot of job opportunities for that, right? And just to go through this course content, what I'm going to discuss as part of this course, right? Python basics. Why Python, history of Python, applications, features, advantages, versions, installation of Python, flavors of Python, comparison between different programming languages, Python operations, Python mode of execution, interactive mode, batch mode, editors and IDs, Python data types, constants, variables, comments in Python, escape sequences, strings, indexes, slicing, operators in Python, arithmetic, comparison, logical, assignment, shorthand, bitwise operators, membership operators, identity operators, right? Python IDs like PyCharm ID, different types of IDs like working with Anaconda distribution, Anaconda prompt, Anaconda navigator, PyCharm, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, flow control statements, looping statements, while loop, strings in Python, creating strings, indexing, slicing, string functions, collections in Python, collection data types, list tuple sets and dictionaries, list indexing, list slicing, list properties, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested list modifications. Similarly for tuples, sets, dictionaries, functions in Python, functional programming, calling properties of function, different categories of functions, arguments type, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, arbitrary, different types of functions like lambda function, map function, reduce function, and modules in Python, model programming, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, right? Package in Python, and errors and exception handling in Python, file handling in Python, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, a regular expression model, how to extract data from the given data, database connectivity, database access, I'll show you the installation of one database, connecting to the database, performing various operations, transaction management, handling errors, Python data module, operating system module, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closures, decorators, web scraping, right? Working with CSV files, XML, JSON files, graphical programming, and Excel workbook, working with Excel files, data analytics, introduction to data science, Python pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, Matplotlib model in brief, right? So yes, so nearly 30 topics, right? Yes. So I'll be discussing models related to different environments. Some models related to data science, some related to big data, some related to graphics, some related to operating system, some related to regular expressions. Yes. And how to create our own modules, right? Yes. So these 30 topics in brief for Python core and advanced. Apart from this Python core and advanced, people who wants to go for Python full stack, the framework of Python, like Django framework, introduction, its web frameworks, the Django installation, the Django project architecture, applications creations, the Django views, the Django templates, the Django admin, the Django models, advanced concepts like that. These things. Nearly 15 to 20 applications you'll be developing in this course, right? For this Django framework. With that, you will get a full command on this framework, Django framework. Apart from this, you will be given the free knowledge on this UI technologies. People who chose for Python full stack, you will be provided the knowledge on this UI technologies like HTML in brief, CSS cascading style sheets in brief, and JavaScript in brief. And also like MySQL database. You'll be given knowledge on this MySQL database, right? Yes. Okay. So tomorrow also people can attend the session, same time using the same link. Tomorrow and after tomorrow also you can check. We'll be discussing more on this. You'll be getting the session video every day. Session video you will be getting soft copy of the class notes. The WhatsApp group will be created. Assignments and tasks will be provided. All the sessions will be live sessions. You can ask the query at any time. You can unmute and you can ask it. 300 plus code examples, like 15 to 20 applications creations, right? Fine. Let me make it clear about the class timings, right? Class timings for the first 1 week, it will be at 5, it will start at 5 a.m., right? But later, after 1 week, it starts at 6 a.m. It starts at 6 a.m. up to the end of the course. Okay. First 1 week, it will be at 5 a.m. Later, it will be at 6 a.m. up to the end of this course. Daily 1 hour, it will be the course duration, right? For Python course and Python core and advanced, it will be for 2 months for the Python core and advanced. 70 hours I'll be spending for that within the 2 months. And apart from that, people who wants to go for full stack along with Django framework, other things, right? Like UI technologies course, it takes another 2 months for that. Okay. But any queries you have got anyone, right? If you got any queries, you can ask me up, right? Tomorrow also you can attend the session, same time using the same link to see more on this more discussion. Tomorrow I can show you like some code snippets of Python, how they look. And okay, so tomorrow is not like a duplication or replication. We'll be continuing from where we have stopped. So it's today's session one, tomorrow session two, session three, session four. It continues. Again, all these things won't be repeated. Yes. At the last, I'll be showing you, right? Yes, mostly I'll be at the last, I'll be showing you one project will be one project I'll be discussing. Okay. Right. Today session one, tomorrow session two, day after tomorrow session three, session four, it continues. All these things won't be repeated. Day, af- day after tomorrow, I'll be showing you the installations, execution modes of Python. Python installations, Python execution modes, right? Okay, fine. Okay. So if I'm done with your queries, if there are no other queries, I'll sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time, same link, right? Thank you. Bye.